What's up, gang? It's your girl, Sherelle Renae.
And it's your girl, Ashley. And this is the Bear With Me podcast.
A podcast for constant evolution.
Where we do the soul work, soul search, and soul therapy.
Everything is intentional here. And y'all already know we are back with another one.
We're back with another one, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
We need y'all to subscribe to YouTube,
please, y'all.
Because we trying to do a giveaway.
And this point,
yeah, we try to do a giveaway. So we said what? 500
subscribers, and we getting there.
We getting there, but we need y'all to pass it along.
Yes, so please subscribe and also like the channel. It's so important. That helps us get our videos out there. Right. That helps us with the algorithm, and get other people to join the squad. So we really need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. We want to talk to y'all. So
for sure.
Yes, but
what's going on, girl?
Girl, listen, it's been a long week.
It's been a long week, girl. It be feeling like a long time since we recorded last. So.
I know. And listen, I feel like, we've been having our guests and stuff, but I feel like it's been a while since me and Ashley been able to kind of just sit here, kick back, chill, talk to y'all,
right,
and stuff like that. So look, that's what we here to do, honey.
I know y'all miss our faces.
We be popping up every now and again, but
we be busy, man. Like we live two totally different lives.
Yes, but
we be parenting hard. we be parenting hard.
A lot going on.
Girl, we be parenting hard.
But
my kids going for the summer.
I know
trying
that's
to get
right.
into a different algorithm.
Listen, hold on. And hold on. Okay, I know y'all. I don't know if y'all remember when Ariel was here. We talked about making sure you get that you time. A girl done stepped it up.
Right,
she was like, MTK.
I've been stepping it up. I seen a little post on social media. Somebody was like, are you looking for new friends? Because I'm trying to put a group together. We're going to go do something fun. We're going to, it was like, what is the place called? I don't remember, but it's like artsy. It's artsy to make like little, I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but like a real artsy place. And it was just out the box for me. And she was like, if you want to do it, send the the money to me and I'll go ahead and book it, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, like I literally was thinking of every reason why I wasn't going to do it and why I wasn't going to send the money. Because I was like, I'm going to send the money on Friday. Yeah. And then I'm like, no, today's Tuesday. I got
why
the money.
not?
Like, I'm going to send it. Then I was like,
that's how you got to do it.
Do I really want to spend that on that? And then I'm just trying to talk myself out of it. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like, go meet new people.
Absolutely.
Because I'm so much of a hermit that it's like, I want to meet new people, but then it'd be like, and I talk myself out of doing stuff all the time. So I went ahead and sent her the money spontaneously. Like, here you go. And she was like, oh my God, like that was fast. And I'm like, yes, here's the money, and I'm there. So
yes, because you know what, and I'm so glad, and I love that for you, because at the end of the day, sometimes you got to do stuff in the spirit of the moment. Right. I feel like when we start thinking about stuff, we kind of like talk ourselves out of stuff. So it's like, Now I seen that same post, and I was thinking about it too, and at that point, I was like, yeah. And so that's my thing. Like that's the type of stuff like I want to create. I want to create those type of spaces anyway myself. And I was like, you know what? That's why we did the Galentine's. That's why it was like, okay, stuff like that. But trust me, I got some stuff up my sleeve. Trust and believe. But I love that for her, and I might go with her.
Yeah, come with me, girl. So, because you be wanting to do stuff, but you be like, can you come with me? You want that one familiar face, like, can you come with me, just in case it don't work with these hoes, like.
Because it's new personality.
So we can blow this popsicle stand.
Like, but no, and I feel like that give us some time too to kind of like get off work. Right. Like what we do, and kind of just hang out, chill. Because me, actually, we don't do a lot of that. Yeah. So that gives us a chance to kind of like, hang out together too, and experience new experiences together. Right. So I feel like that's gonna be cool.
I'm excited. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So I texted her and I was like, I'm so excited, girl. Like she's like, oh my God, me too. She's like, I don't really have a lot of friends. I'm like, me either. And a lot of it is me, because people be wanting to hang out with me, and I'll be like, Why you ain't hang out with me? Why you ain't hang out with me so
girl,
bad?
it be me. Like, listen, this where I'm in that space.
I be seeing you on
like,
social media, and you be like, yeah, we need to go here, we need to go. And I'm like, Sherelle ass ain't going. She is not going.
But that's the thing. No, I be so serious though. Like, I was like, you know what? And like I said, I want to create those spaces. So I'm like, you know what? I'm finna just start doing it. But that be my problem. Like, I'll say stuff and then I'm like, I let it drag out and I actually just don't feel like doing it. After a while, when you drag it out, so while I'm up here telling her like, go do it, and I need.
That's why I paid for it, because I was like, if I pay for it, I'm gonna be there. So
that's.
But I be seeing you capping on Facebook. I be like, this girl is not finna go.
Listen,
like,
I want to be
home. We should do this and that. I'm like, she gonna be right in bed.
But listen, it's some stuff for real, y'all. Like, dead serious that I'm gonna do. It's just like a lot of stuff that I have to prepare for right now. But once I do that, I got some studying and stuff to do. But once I'm over that little hump, I'm outside all summer. Yeah. Jamaica was the start. Jamaica was the start. Y'all. I went to Jamaica.
I was so shocked.
You what?
No, I was shocked at the pictures. No, I was shocked at the massages. When you was posting the massages and stuff, I was like, yes.
And that's exactly what she texts, like, excuse me?
Excuse me.
Mama hanging out.
No, because, I always see you as like the older, like the big sister. Yeah. Like you a lot more older than me, even though you're not. So I be like, excuse me? Like, that is too grown.
Not too grown.
That is too grown.
Honey, I was hanging out,
yeah,
okay? And I had different people like write me talking about, such and such ain't gonna say nothing. I'm like, no, if anything, he's
seen
cool
it first.
Yeah, he was cool with it because, at the end of the day, y'all, it's about having fun, living life, doing you. And, you can't be around people that's going to keep you boxed in. Like, you really have to get outside of yourself, have a good time. I was in Jamaica for a good time, not a long time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to hang out and I'm going to have a good time.
A cute little weekend trip.
Yeah, it was a quick little trip.
And I'm pretty sure the vibes was better.
Yeah. I plan to do more of that.
Yeah.
So
less is more. Mm-hmm. Less is more. Like, if I do a trip again, like with friends, it's got to be a few of us.
And I feel like even if it's not a few, right? Yeah. I feel like it just has to be good energy. Because I will say, sometimes when, you plan these trips with people and all this stuff, everything sounds good when you're in the midst of planning it.
Right.
It be all good until you get to the location and then it's just a little different.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I'm going to do this again.
Right.
So,
But being out of the country, it gets a little stressful because you don't know where you at. You ask the other person, they don't know. Hell, we can't help each other. And so you start getting frustrated and stuff. So, I'm glad you went. And I'm definitely about to book my trip to Houston.
As you should. And I need to go back to Houston. Yeah. Remember that? Need to go back there.
Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to get her started on Houston. But
I need to
definitely going back to Houston in July. That's what I've been doing, man. I've just been trying to get trips in order, and
as you should.
And also I've been having my head down a lot. I'm just trying to figure out. I guess I'm just trying to find my happy, my purpose, my imprint that I'm gonna leave here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the whole the whole thing with the Jackie O thing, it just rubbed me so wrong because in my head, I'm like, you don't have no more time left actually to play. Like you really don't have as much time as you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when I think about it, I'm like, damn, I leave this earth. What is my imprint? What are people going to say about me? What is the thing that people are going to remember most about me? What am I going to do to impact people around me, not around me? You know what I mean? It just had me thinking Ash, you gotta figure it out. Yeah. And people always be like, oh, you're still young. You have so much time. Don't let people pressure you to make it seem like you ain't where you need to be. It's like, no, I really don't have that much time.
Time is so
you know what I mean? That's the only thing that I don't have is time. And I think if it was just me, I would be content with okay, I'm having fun. I'm living my life. I'm going out. I'm traveling. But because I have kids, I'm like, okay, if I leave tomorrow, I don't got nothing here for them.
Nah, I feel that.
I don't have nothing here for them. I don't have a legacy. I don't have something to pass down. You know, I got life insurance,
Of course.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to like
leave them with.
And that rubs me like so wrong. You know what I mean? Just feeling like I just don't have nothing to leave them. So like that's really where I've been like mentally just trying to figure out what I'm going to like start investing in, what I'm going to do to like make myself feel purposeful. And I feel like I'm just like taboo living, existing, and just doing the same thing every day.
I get that. I do. And you know, I kind of feel like with me, I'm in that space where it's like I feel the same way in a sense, but I feel like that's why it's in my heart to create these spaces, especially for women, because some people know, some people don't, but I really genuinely have a heart for women. I don't know if I said this before or not, but I genuinely do. And so with that being said, I know my purpose lies with connecting and bringing women together. How to go about it all the time, I don't know. How to, make it manifest like as it should, I don't know, except for, okay, God, you got to lead me, you got to guide me, and you have to like show me the way. But also just like really working on the inside of myself, just, breaking down habits, old ways of thinking, like any bad energy or whatever it is, like really just working on myself and trying to focus more on more of the positive and just being more positive, not dwelling on anything negative, just trying to get past that and stuff like that. But definitely, a goal of mine is to get us women together and create these spaces because we need it. And I feel like when we know whatever it is, whatever your talents are, whatever, we don't need to take that for granted. Like we have to actually like walk in that. And I feel like I know I have the gift of influence, thank God, but I just want to make sure that it is impactful because I want to affect people in a way to where they're effective. I don't want to infect people with any of my imperfections, my bad energy, or anything like that. But I definitely want to always be effective to the masses or people that I talk to or whatever. Not for my glory or just for people to be like, oh, well, yeah, Sherelle, you da-da-da-da. No, it's like, nah, I want y'all to see me and be like, you know what? When I talked to her, I felt inspired. When I talked to her, it changed my way of thinking. It like helped me in my life and it made me think different on a higher level. And that's to me is what's like important, like really helping people reach their highest potential, as do myself as well. Because that helps me too. Like when I motivate somebody, that motivates me. I really feel that. So that's kind of like where I'm at. As far as like what I'm working on and just making sure that I'm always aligned first before I try to preach or not even preach, but just speak into or like whatever I'm doing in somebody else's life. Just making sure I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. So, I feel that. And that's like with me, I'm just to a point where I'm ready to plant my roots somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have a fear of like, it's like I want to be in these certain predicaments. I want to, do different things, but I'd be so scared. Like, because I will talk myself out of it because I'm like, okay, these are all the things that could go wrong. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I'll talk myself out before I know. And it's something that I'm working on because I have to like find a way to quiet those voices because it doesn't allow me to kind of like, and for a long time I'm like, okay, at some point I want to move my house, plant my roots. I want a childhood home for my kids. That's big for me right now. Like that's really mentally what has been like replaying in my head over and over. Like, as far as me, like I grew up in a childhood home. Like I had a home that I pretty much spent all my youth in until I graduated or whatever. And so I want that for my kids just so they have a space that they grew up in. It's always going to be home. You know what I mean? Even if they move out and I decide, okay, I'm going to move, I'm going to get a different house, but at least to have a childhood home. And so like, that's been my thing is trying to make like strategic moves towards planting my roots somewhere. And finding a home and you know, like just doing things differently and making that move and not being scared to like leave home, aka like whether it's Florida, whether it's the East Side, whether, you know what I mean, just not being afraid to like move around.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing, because I'm like, I gotta move around. I'm tired of being like stuck, you know what I mean, and stuck in my own body.
Yeah.
You know, I'm stuck in my own body. Like nobody is keeping me stuck but me, and it's just that overthinking, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with like always having to overcompensate. So I always got to be the smart one with my money. I got to make strategic moves. I got to, you know what I'm saying, make sure this going to work out, you know, because it can't fail. It cannot, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that keeps me like from doing it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, damn, man.
What if?
Ooh, man.
It's
if? Like, I'll be about to jump. And I'm like, that's not faith. You know what I mean?
No, like, that's fear.
That's fear.
And God don't give you the spirit of fear at all. And we just, that's definitely. And too, like, I guess it's just like where we all are in our life. I feel like a lot of times, even like what we was talking about, if y'all didn't catch our live on Instagram, make sure y'all go watch that.
Right.
But just to touch on something that we said, even on the live, when we were talking about Jackie O, and we were talking about just like, appreciating people while they're here and stuff like that. It's like not only appreciating people while they're here, but appreciating our time while we're here.
Right.
Because we need to figure out how are we utilizing our time, and what does that consist of, and how is that beneficial to our growth, us as a person, our mental health, all these different things. Right. And so like, I feel like with me, I just want to I wrote like this to-do list for the summer, and I just want to take more time to just be quiet.
Right.
Like, I want to take more time to be quiet and sit in myself and just center myself and get back to a place, or not even back, but get to a place to where I'm on a new level. Right. Like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, everything. And it's like, I feel like something great is going to come, but sometimes there's like a process and preparation before you get there, and you have to start aligning yourself with the things that you want. Right. And so it's like, I'm trying to teach myself to, okay, normally you might, do something this way. Well, no, do it this way. Or normally you may think of it this way, but no, do it this way. Like just trying something new within myself. Right. And just seeing what works for me. Because I don't want to fall back into old habits trying to have something new. Right. Because I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to get nowhere. Yeah. And it's just like appreciating where I am, not where I used to be. Because I feel like sometimes we or people or social media have us in this place to where it's like you look back at your old self, and it's like, yeah, I used to be like this. I used to be more of this. But I used to be slim. Yeah. I used to have a 6-pack. All that. I used to be fine. Like, we look back at all that used to be. Yeah. And people will hold us back to the used to be far as like, okay, well, you used to be more fun. The standard, you used to be more something. And I'm just at a place where it was like, okay, but also, I used to didn't have no kids. I used to didn't. You what? You used to? I used to didn't have no kids. I used to didn't think the way I think now. Right. I used to live more carefree because I only had me. Right. So now it's like I'm at a space where it's like, okay, that doesn't take away from who I am, but just because I'm not who I used to be, that doesn't mean that I'm not growing in the way that I need to be. Right. Because what's working for me is working for me. And who's to say where we are right now in our lives, where people may be, outside looking in, who's to say that's not where God really wants us to be right now? Because Lord forbid I be anything how I used to be, honey. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I think, I used to be would land me in jail. I would have been in jail by now. And that don't mean because I feel like character always remain. Like, if you always kind of carry yourself a certain way, that's going to always remain. If you always been whatever, but something as simple as, because I used to be more social. Right. Okay, well, I don't have time. I'm social at work. Right. I'm having to be social every day. Right. I don't feel like that,
right.
like how I used to. I don't have that energy like that because now I am a mom. I have to save and reserve my energy. Like,
it takes too much.
It's a lot. Like, sometimes it's a lot,
yeah.
and some people may find it offensive. Like, well,
yeah,
and it's like, bro, I'm tired.
Yeah. People are like that with me now, though. It's like, you're changing. And I'm like, is it a bad thing, though?
Right. Is it really bad?
Because it's like, I get it. I'm a lot more reserved than I used to be.
Absolutely.
I'm a lot more quiet than I used to be. I'm a lot less confrontational than I used to be.
Yes.
So for certain people who are used to you giving them something all the time, you know what I mean? It's like, actually, like, you know, like you changing up on me a little bit.
Like,
and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm fighting for my life over here. Like, I'm trying to figure out who I am and what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dealing with my own stuff. Like, it ain't personal. It's just personal. Like, I'm trying to figure out, you know, my next move.
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at. And I just think that, like, life is teaching me that you just don't have no time.
You don't.
You know, and I just can't, I have to keep reiterating that because I think that's just what's bothering me the most is because, like, you know, we wake up every day and we be like, well, I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll hang with her next week, or like, you know, putting stuff off with friends and being like, well,
it's me on the phone, y'all. Don't worry about it. I'm listening.
We'll go next weekend, you know, things like that. And it's like, you don't have that necessarily.
Yeah.
You may not have that, you know, and just even me, like, being on TikTok and you just scroll and you see these families who, like, you know, lost they person in a car crash. It's like they thought they was coming home. You know what I mean? Like, and that can be anywhere. And I was in a car the other day and I started crying, like pulling into my subdivision. I started crying, girl, because I was like, it's such an underrated blessing just to make it home.
It's very true.
And I just got super emotional. And then I'm like, I made it all the way home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And some people just don't get that. Mm-mm. And every day I'm like, oh, thank you, God, that my kids are just healthy. Because it's like, so many kids are not healthy. So many parents are like dealing with sick kids or terminally ill kids. And it's like, I'm just learning to be a lot more like grateful for just the little things. Like, my kids are healthy, they're happy. You know what I'm saying? I walk in my house and I'm like, thank you for the roof over my head, and just praying over myself when I get out of the car and in the car, just you know, like being more grateful for just being here and being healthy and making sure my bones work and making sure I'm utilizing them and stuff, because I'm not in no wheelchair and I'm not brain dead and I'm not sick.
Yeah, we take stuff for granted. Like what I was saying, was it you who or something too? And I was like, it be that pinky finger. Yeah, you can break it and you don't realize how important your finger is because you're so used to having your whole hand. But what happens when something as simple as that is like taken away from you or is compromised and you can't utilize it like how you once did? It's like you don't realize how important it is. So life, anything dealing with life is so important, which is why I feel like we all should live it in the way that we want to, but it does have to, or it should make sense, and it should be with some kind of substance, something that you can leave for your kids, and just the things that you can't buy, you know, that will sustain your family, your kids, or whoever. But I just feel like it's so much pressure with just this life. Yeah, it's so much pressure. So it's like it's so many different opinions. Yeah, it's so much, and it's like I'm trying. Right. Like, I'm trying. I ain't never been in nobody's jail. I ain't never hurt nobody. Far as like, I ain't never killed nobody. I ain't never shot nobody. I ain't never did nothing like crazy. You know, I ain't never been just a wild person. Like, and I just feel like it's just about giving yourself grace and giving others grace, because at the end of the day, we are here for a good time, not a long time, but we all will see that day. And so it's like,
that's the goal. You know, that's the goal. Like, you know, like this world is not this isn't permanent. You know what I mean? And so it's like the goal is like where are we going when we leave here?
That's it.
And
that's
I just feel like goal. And I just feel like we lose sight of that, you know, because we are human, we're flesh.
Yes.
You know, and so we see things that we want.
Of course.
We're envious of things that we see. You know, like we compare our lives to what we see. Like I don't think there's a person alive truthfully could say they don't ever compare. Maybe not out their mouth, but they might look at something and be like,
dang, I wish I
had and then they look at what they have and it's like, ugh.
Like have more. Like this all I got.
Like
this all I got though?
Like a Kia? Like
a 94 Honda?
Right. Like what? Like I think that we all get like that where we you know, we want more and then it takes from like where we're at, you know, and just being thankful to have the things that we do have.
And a peace of mind, that's the thing. It's like, as long as we have a peace of mind, honestly, because this world, life's lessons, our own choices, whatever the case is, it's a lot. But a peace of mind, like, I feel like you have to force peace for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you have to force it. I don't care.
Definitely. You have to force it.
You have to
whether
force
it's
it.
Boundaries or
you
it's
have to.
like, you know what I mean?
It's mandatory. You have to force it. And so I just feel like we all, there's different things that we can do to like help aid us in that. And there's people, you know, whatever. But sometimes, again, it's just simply about being quiet, not having nothing to say. And just focus on you and your life and your goals and what it is that you're trying to do. I mean, again, I'm just thankful.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful to be alive, honestly.
So when it comes down to like peace, what is one thing that you think you should or could do so that you have more peace of mind? Something you could be doing different, something you should do, whatever that look like.
I think what I could do is make more intentional time to get quiet and be to myself so that I can continue to force that peace.
Right.
And I'm talking about from everything and everybody, because what people have to understand is that it's not the fact that you're trying to push people away.
Right.
It's just, I need this time within myself for me.
Right.
And nothing can be wrong. It don't have to be like this dramatic situation going on in your life or exit.
Yeah.
But it's just, listen, because I'm this type of person, I have to be in a certain space to even have a conversation.
Right.
Like, I have to, because if I don't, because I take on a lot. I take on a lot of energy. I take on a lot just anyways. And so I know me, and I have to be careful with the energy in which, so when I feel like I'm irritated,
right,
or if I feel like, because we're human, we go through different emotions. Right. We women too. So, you know, we go through different emotions. We go through different things like within ourselves and just, you know, life. And so I'm like, all right, if I'm feeling no way, I know I need to just, I need to shut down, shut it all down.
Yeah.
So I think I need to just practice more intentional figuring out more intentional ways to just continue to get my peace.
Right.
And my peace meaning, again, nothing is wrong, but I'm saying internally, because sometimes I feel like internally things are loud.
Right.
And that can just be simply, again, I'm just taking on energy.
Yeah.
Or I'm just not in the mood. Sometimes I don't be in the mood. I'm not a big talker every day either.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a lot.
It don't have to be nothing wrong.
No, it don't have to be nothing wrong. You're just a human.
I just want to sit here and watch the movie. I don't want to have a conversation.
I don't want to talk.
I think for me, I just want to be a lot more intentional about the conversations that I entertain.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that, for me, in the space that I'm in, I feel like that's really delicate for me. Mm-hmm. And that is what makes things no longer peaceful for me. Just certain conversations that I entertain, and it's like, I know what be going on. I know what type of reactions they trying to get from me, you know, and I give it to them. I will put up a fight But at some point, I end up giving it to them, and then I just feel depleted afterwards. And
Energy.
I feel like, and so I just want to be a lot more intentional about like the kind of conversations that I'm entertaining, and just knowing when it's like, okay, I'm gonna block your ass. You know what I mean? Because I feel like for me, that's what disrupts me the most. It's just,
I feel that
conversations. You know, it don't even have to be nothing physical. Just conversations is just, that's gonna make or break. You know?
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to work on that, and just knowing when I'm being triggered. Knowing when I'm being targeted. Good. You know what I mean? I know when I'm being hunted. Yeah. And know when to shut it down. For real.
And knowing when we're being tested.
That too.
Because a lot of times we don't realize.
We ask for certain things.
We ask for certain things and the tests come right after that. So we have to know when we're being tested. Because you will get tested. Yeah. So it's like, okay, this must be a test. Right. I asked you, God, for this.
Yes.
I asked you for this peace. Just know it's gonna cost you something if you're not paying attention to the test.
Right.
And so anybody could test you.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
And they may not even be intentionally doing it.
Right. They're just the vessel that's being used to test you.
Yeah.
And you have to recognize it and like, okay, so this is a test for me.
Right.
Not how they're coming at me, or not how I'm perceiving it to be, or not how what their actions are showing me, or whatever it is. Right. But no, okay, we have to look past of what's going on and saying, okay, it's not even the person, you're just being used.
Right.
But it's a test for me. So it's more so about me than it is you.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I get that.
That's definitely what it is, for sure. Because I would definitely be like, Lord, I just want you to just help me be more like level-headed. Like I don't want to react to everything.
Me either. That's
draining. I need to know. I want to be able to know when it's intentional
and when it's
being, triggering and being able to like nip it in the bud and not give it any energy and not react to it and just counteracting it with being nice. Or not even just being nice, just counteracting it with like nothing, being silent and not giving it anything, not feeding it. And then it's like, as soon as I pray for it, it's like I get a text message and I'm like,
that's it, really? Like, but you know what? I said that I recently was like, like when it comes to just different things in life, I'm like, all right, I just want to get to that place to where, because I feel like sometimes people do intentionally. I've had this recently happen. People intentionally want to make you feel some type of way.
Right.
So what they do is and it's all rooted in their own insecurity.
Right.
But again, it could be a part of the test for you.
Right.
But I recently experienced this where it was like, this person really, they thought that I didn't know that they were trying to make me feel away, but I knew. I just knew.
Right.
Because you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm not finna play into your game because I see what's going on. Right. But I was able to recognize it only because I might have played that game before when I was in just where you were.
Right.
So I recognize it off rip or just with where I am, I'm able to recognize it more so than maybe I wouldn't have a month or two ago or whatever the case is. But I recognize it. And it just showed me like, even sometimes the people like around you, they will not only test you, but a lot of it can be intentional. Mm-hmm. And you just have to know like, okay, well, not only are you being used, cool, but you're intentionally trying to provoke me to feel to react in some kind of way. You got that. Now, I used to be the type where it's like, oh, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I do still feel that way. But I'm learning that I don't have to say anything.
Right.
I don't. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, meaning I don't have to say nothing. You're going to see, because I promise you before it's over with, I'm going to be okay.
Right.
Because you got to be careful how you treat people, right? I'm going to be good. You just better make sure you know what you're doing. Right. And that's the attitude you have to have about yourself. Like, look, just know what you're doing. Because when you try to, with me,
right,
good luck.
Because you don't know what I be over here praying about.
Okay, hello. And you don't know the favor.
Right.
So it's like, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it.
Right.
Just saying. But yeah.
I feel that, girl. I definitely feel that. People don't, you don't know what people pray about. You don't know what God's doing. Because they could be praying for you. Life. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and a lot of times, the people that wrong me, I guess, so to speak, or just in general, I'm praying for them.
You have to.
I'm praying for them because it's just like, I just want to be cool.
That's it.
I just want to be cool. I don't want to beef with you. And so I'll be praying for you because I do recognize certain insecurities because I may have my own. So I recognize other people's like insecurities, and I recognize when, what I'm saying, like they're just like trauma dumping, or when they're like, they don't feel good. And so they got to make me feel, because here's the thing. When people are like in bad spaces, right? And you're that punching bag for them, they're going to make you feel like shit because they feel like shit. And then guess what? After they make you feel like shit, they feel good. They good. And now you feel like shit, and they like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you later. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't beat your ass in the worst way, and then they like, all right, well, I'm good. You good? You straight?
Nah, but see, that's why
and that's what I've been working on. Is like stopping it. Like, no. You're gonna keep feeling like shit. You're not gonna put that on me. Like,
for real,
you're not gonna win this conversation. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And so that's another thing I've been practicing. I'm like, all right, look. When I know I'm irritated, or that's just like, what was it last night?
Yeah, he was like,
last night I was tired. Yeah. I was so tired because I've been working like so early all week, right? So we was trying to talk about like stuff about dealing with the show, and I was like, "Girl, let me just go to bed," because what I didn't want to do was push off my frustration and my being aggravated and my whatever off on her. Although sometimes like you unintentionally can do that, like unknowingly, but. Like when you recognize, like, okay, let me make sure my energy is good because I don't want to make, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that or whatever. So I had to kind of catch myself, like, because, we trying to deal with stuff at the show. And I'm like, girl, I'm tired. Let me just go to bed.
And you were snapping on the kids. So I was like, it's time to go.
Yeah, I was like, hey, y'all need to go to bed. It was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, y'all need to go to sleep. Right. I was tired. And so, and then he at work. He can't really do much. He on the phone with it. So I'm like, So that's what I try to do. I try to catch myself. And I'm like, if I'm not in a mood that day, I need to learn, though, how to tell everybody. Like, listen, right now, I'm depleted right now. Yeah.
And like, I think that's normal to tell people that.
Like, I'm not in the mood. Yeah. And that's not, that don't say, like, nothing is wrong. I'm having a bad life or anything like that. It's just, today I don't feel like it. Right. And sometimes that could be multiple days. Right. And that's okay. Yeah. Get your peace.
Yeah. And I feel like we feel pressure to perform still.
No.
Like, because it be times where it's like, like, somebody trying to have a conversation, and it's like, and that's why we do the whole read the text message, don't respond thing, because people got to understand, like,
read the room.
Yeah, read the room. Like,
read the room.
And people get very offended when you like read the text message and then don't respond, and then you get on social media or something like that. And it's like, yeah, because I'm not in the mood for like interaction.
And it's nothing personal.
Yeah, me scrolling on social media, like I'm not talking to nobody. I'm just whatever I'm doing,
But we do that all the time. Yeah. As far as like sometimes we don't respond.
Yeah. So I legit be forgetting because a lot of times we do the voice memo thing. And I'll be like, who responded first? Because it disappeared. But
the next day we'll get back. Yeah. But sometimes she may not respond. Sometimes I may not respond. We may not respond till the following day because sometimes it'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to talk. We'll get back to that.
Or if I'm just not sure in that moment, I'm like, okay, I have some things I gotta do before I can get to that. I don't even know. I don't know how we're gonna get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We do a lot of that, crossing that bridge when we get there, because
and it's understandable and that's why it's important to know who labor among you as well, though. Mm-hmm. And again, it's just about just checking ourselves. So life right now is teaching me patience, to monitor and check myself, to force my own time with myself. But forcing it with intentional habits, replacing old habits with new ones, and just like focusing on what it is that I need to do. continuing, of course, loving my kids, my family, and just, appreciating the love that I do get from family, my man, appreciating that, not taking that for granted as well. And just really just being a better person, because I feel like even with me, and I'm going to say this and I'm done, I feel like, like I said, me having this whole thing Heart for Women, I think a lot of people feel like women who they may like classify me as like, oh, you're women empowerment and stuff like that. But I feel like that's like an image a lot of people try to hold you to.
Right.
All because I'm absolutely for women. And when I say I'm for women, that means emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of that. However, it does come a time where I can't be for women's mess, insecurities, lack of boundaries, none of that too. It's like we all have to hold each other accountable as well. We all have to, like, it's not just about the good when it comes to women empowerment. Like, I can't say that I'm all for women, but then I'm only showing you, like, I'm only pointing out the good, or not even pointing out, because who am I? But I'm just saying, like, it's not just about that. Like, yeah, I'm for women, but I'm also for telling the truth. I'm also for, like, holding myself and ourselves accountable as well. It's not just about that. And I feel like that's a stigma we need to kind of get away from.
Right.
Because it's not all rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
Like
that's just what's real. Like, and I think for me, life is teaching me to not only extend grace to myself, because I beat myself up
me too
all the time, and the world already does it, so I don't need to do it to myself, but to also extend grace to other people as well.
Absolutely.
And to know that I do affect other people. I'm also, life is also teaching me to pay attention to how I feel when I'm around certain people, when I talk to certain people.
When you talk to certain people.
Yes, and just being mindful of like how I feel around things. Being more like aggressive in that, like paying attention to that.
You have
and
to.
Not letting that just slide over me like, oh, maybe I just didn't like what she said. Or maybe I know it's just something about that person, and I also just want to, like I said, continue to find my imprint in this life. I want to leave an imprint. Like, if I go tomorrow, God forbid, I want to have left some type of imprint here. To people, to my family, to my kids. Yes. Whatever the case may be, like, I gotta leave something here.
We have to
leave something behind.
Yes.
And just also, like, actually living my life while I'm capable, while my bones work, while I'm able to walk, while I'm able to take my kids places, go places by myself, and just doing it. Yeah. Stop worrying about the money and stop worrying about just booking the trip.
Hell, if the lights go off, then we gonna
Y'all ain't never had no cold shower before anyway. So, and just making sure that I just do it.
Yeah.
For real. Like, stop talking myself out of it and just do it. If I have the money to do it, just do it. That's if I'm looking at flights right then and there and I have the money, just book it. Because I'm going to look at it, then I'm going to get off, then I'm going to look at it tomorrow.
Train yourself and talk yourself out.
Then I'm going to wait till it's $500. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm not spending that. So... No. So it's like, just making sure that I'm actually living my life.
I feel you. I'm with you when you're right. And that's how I feel. And so, what is life teaching y'all? Right. Let us know in the comments below. Like, life be lifing. And we all have our own stuff going.
See this black eye? You see this black eye? Like I've been whooping my ass. But listen, I'm still here.
So. We trying. We fighting for our lives out here.
Every day.
Like, just life. Yeah. Just the energy of life. Just, everything. But, like she said, we're still here. Yeah. And you're still here. For sure. And that's all that matters. And as long as we're still here, we still got a little bit more time to get it right. A little bit more time to make this life count. So
With that being said, I need to go home, write my will, because that's another priority that I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
Get some advance. Look, this hit a nurse talk. Get some advanced directives. Okay, that
what is
that
it? Getting your what is it?
A will that consists of I can't even think of the other name right now, but just know it consists of all the important things. So
definitely, y'all. We gotta make sure we are on it.
But we just wanted to kick back and talk with y'all, just share with y'all like some of the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, just different things that
where we at right now,
what we're trying to do. And hopefully y'all will see us like just continue to grow, and y'all will see us just continue to unlearn some things, and just be more of a blessing to this world and be more successful and just walk in our purpose. And we hope that same thing for y'all.
Most definitely, man.
So we really appreciate everybody that tunes in. We appreciate everybody that likes, comment. We see it all. We appreciate y'all, and continue to share, comment, follow us on TikTok, Bear With Me Podcast,
and subscribe.
And we plan to make our lives better. Okay, our lives. We have different things coming up, so we plan to make a lot of things better. Y'all, please bear with us. That's the name of the show. Please bear with us. We are working through some things. Sometimes we have technical difficulties. We are so sorry about that. But things happen. Again, life be life, and it's sometimes it's out of your control. But please bear with us. I promise it'll get better.
For sure.
And we love y'all. So until next time.
Bye.